to anything on this recording later, if you have any doubts. Now, I'm going to put all the recordings onto the onto our platform. Okay, I hope you've all gone into the platform and accepted the invitation to join, because this is where you're going to find materials for the course, including the recordings from the input sessions. All right, so the first thing we'll do today is in the first 2 hours is give you some orientation to the course itself and the platform, the site where you have all your materials. We'll do some getting to know you activities, and that should take about 2 hours. After the break, 11:30, Siona will be here with some activities that you'll be able to use with your students. Those are going to be warmers, fillers, and games, and there'll be some input about context setting in the classroom, why and how it's important. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with the course site orientation. We'll do the getting to know you activities a little later. Okay, so first thing, I think we should look at the platform. So this is, once you've accepted the invitation, this is what you get, right? And let's just see who's accepted and joined already. Completed, active. Okay, so far we've got Rebecca, Christina, Rosa Maria, and Jamie. Lucy, Tadeo, and Jamie, it looks like you haven't accepted or you haven't joined yet.
Excuse me, teacher. I didn't get any invitation or anything, and I can see that my email is correct over there, but I didn't get any email.
This is Tadeo, right?
Yeah,
Tadeo, it was sent on the 23rd of May to this email address, to your Gmail address. So why don't you go in there and have a look, see if it's there?
sure.
Yeah.
May 23rd.
7:43 p.m. So the rest of you, Lucy, can you also check? Jamie, you've already accepted because it went to your Gmail, and I can see that you have accepted it.
Yeah, I believe I accepted it, but I don't know why it's not reflecting on the platform.
Okay. Just go and have a look in your Gmail again. It's possible that you didn't go all the way. So just go back to the invitation and press on the invitation. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. It says, you have been invited to join class IHC plus YL. It's hosted on the site International House University, but you have to click here where it says here. And then it takes you through.
Yes, I'm now logged in the platform.
Great.
Sorry, I did not get the email. I already looked for it and I don't have it in my
Oh, well,
email.
I'll send it again.
Yeah,
Leave
thank you.
Resend. Yeah. Okay, so go check now, please.
Hmm.
Lucy, do you want me to resend it to you?
No, no,
Oh,
it's okay. Thank you.
oh yeah, it looks like you've accepted. This morning. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the course. So the first is the introduction. So this is what you should be working on in the first week. We'll go over the different modules later, but just focus first on introduction to the course, yeah. And that's in the resources section is where you will receive the video. So every session will be recorded and we'll post the YouTube link here, okay, in the resources section. All right, so we're going to start with a little quiz. Um, so first up, I'm going to send you the timetable again, because you're going to need this for the quiz. Everyone, please make sure you've got the timetable in front of you. By the way, if you all seem to speak excellent English, so that's not going to be a problem. But if you feel that you need to ask a question in Spanish, I can deal with that as well. Yeah. So these are the two most important documents for the course. It's the handbook and the timetable. So we're going to start by studying the timetable. There you go. That's what it looks like. And also, it's a good idea to have the trainee handbook open as well. What that training handbook looks like. I think I've got too many files open. Okay. So the training handbook gives details about input sessions, teaching practice, teaching portfolio. And then we're going to be using it quite often during the course for coursework. All right, so let's do a little quiz. So like a timed quiz. give you about 15 to 20 minutes to do it. So in group A, I'd like Tadeo, Lucy, Rebecca to work together. I'm sending you directly the quiz, yeah? And group B, I'd like Christina, Rosa Maria, and Jamie to work together. Am I pronouncing your name right, Jamie?
Yeah, it's right. Don't worry.
It's the correct, I mean, it's the correct pronunciation, right? Of your
Yeah,
name,
it's Jamie.
Jamie, Jamie. Okay. I'd like one person from each group to be the writer or scribe, right? So please nominate a person from your group. So out of group A, Lucy, Rebecca, and Tadeo, who's going to be the writer here? Can I have a volunteer? Lucy, Rebecca, and Tadeo. One of you will need to be the writer to write the answers. Okay. The other people, you're going to talk together, but one person is going to write the answer. So can I have a scribe, please? A volunteer?
Yeah,
Tadeo, thank you.
I don't mind.
Okay, thank you, Tadeo. I've put your name down at the top of the list there. So,
Thanks.
okay, so you're going to work together in breakout groups and breakout rooms and study these course documents and try and answer the questions as quickly as you can. All right. I'm going to give you maximum 20 minutes, but hopefully we'll do it faster. So group B, Christina, Rosa, Maria, and Jamie. Who is going to be the scribe here, please? Can I have a volunteer?
It be me.
So that will be Jamie, thank you. Is the scribe. Okay, so you're going to write the answers of the group there, please. On this Google Doc. So I'm gonna have to start a breakout room. Sure. Rosa Maria, Jamie. So question to Christina, where are you going to find the answers to these questions? Where will you find the answers to these questions that you can see on the Google Doc? Where will you find the answers? Will you find them on the internet? Or will you find them on the course timetable?
In the course timetable, I guess.
Yes. Are there any other places where you can find the information? You might be able to find the information also in the handbook, right? Which is like the booklet. Yeah. So have a look in there as well. I'm going to send you this as a Word document so you can keep it on your computer. All right. So after you've answered the questions, you can transfer the information to this Word document. All right. Okay, let's begin. I'll give you 15 to 20 minutes for this. Starting now. Rebecca and Lucy, could you please join the breakout rooms? Lu- Thank you. Lucy, could you please join the breakout room? Lucy, can you hear me? ¿Me escuchas, Lucy? Lucy, Lucy, hello. Oh, well done, guys. I think you did better than I expected because some people really struggle with this, but you did pretty well. So, Tadeo, could you give us some feedback on part A, the course content?
Part A.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The first one, how many written assignments are there? We found that there are 3 right here in the handbook. I think it's on page 3.
Oh.
Then, sorry.
Okay, and what are their focuses? Well, let me just point that out to you because it's kind of important. You correctly identified that there are 3. These are their titles. The LRT, language related task, and that is about language analysis, helping you to analyze language. ETM is evaluation of teaching materials. It's adapting materials from course books, adapting or supplementing. And LFC is lessons from the classroom, and it's like a reflection on the teaching practice on the course. And that comes right at the end of the TKT course. Yeah, good.
Okay. Now, what does TP mean? Teaching practice. I have kind of a little bit of trouble on these 2 questions because it says how many TPs are there, and I found on the trainee handbook, sorry, that it said candidates should teach a minimum number of hours agreed by course tutors, and at least 3 hours should be taught over a minimum of 3 lessons. So that's the answer that we put in. A minimum of 3 sessions. And on the 5th question, how many lesson demonstrations by experienced teachers do you have to observe? Also on the handbook, it says that a minimum of 2 separate occasions. Perfect. How many tutors are there and what are their names? There are 2, and they are Andrew, which would be you, and Siona. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect. When does the course finish? On September 28th, before the exams. And when do you take the TKT test? On November the 30th. Right?
I think it depends. We've got to organize it with Jorge Sumaya, who's the person who organizes this. Yeah. So it can be negotiated when you actually want to take the TKT test. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you've covered the first part, right? Right. So how about if Jamie, can you give us some feedback on how you answered the part B on the timetable?
Okay, sure. The first one, we didn't answer it because we didn't found what is scheduled from 9 to 2 p.m., like the difference of other weeks. Number 2.
But can anyone answer that question?
Oh, yeah.
The answer, what's the answer then?
My group and I, we put that the answer was theoretical skills because after those first 10 weeks, it's all practice. So there's not really like a single answer.
Yeah, it's like your regular input sessions or theoretical inputs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, next question.
Number 2, we found teaching practice.
Correct.
And number 3, how long is the break? 30 minutes.
Yeah, depending on how far we've progressed in the session, it may have to drop to 20 minutes, but I would say between 20 and 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Today, I think we'll have a full 30 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Number 4, what happens right after teaching practice? We found that complete a self-evaluation form.
Uh-huh. But it's really, yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, you have to do a self-evaluation form. But before that, you get feedback, right? You get spoken oral feedback from your course mates and from your tutor.
As a group feedback.
Yeah,
correct.
it's group feedback. Then you write your self-evaluation. What
Okay.
happens after that?
After
After the feedback? Is there
After-
anything happen after that?
trainers talking about their lessons.
Well, I'll give you a clue. It's the initials are GLP. GLP. What do you think GLP stands for?
Where's my group?
Uh-huh.
They're not helping
Well,
me.
G is for group, L is for lesson, and P is for planning. Yeah. So after we've done the feedback,
Okay.
the tutor guides you to plan the next lesson. Yeah, so that's why it's called GLP, or guided lesson planning. Welcome, Gloria.
Hi.
Glad you
Well,
could join us.
thank you very much. I will
Yeah,
be
we-
around observing you guys. Okay, if that's okay
Uh-huh.
with everybody.
That's okay. Well, we're also recording this so that you can review it later.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Nice meeting everybody.
Uh-huh. So that's what happens after teaching practice: feedback and guided lesson planning. What's the next question, Jamie?
Next question is each candidate teaching every week?
Uh-huh. The answer is?
Yes.
The answer is yes or no?
My God, where is my group?
Help Jamie, please. Christina and
Please.
Rosa, can you help her?
I think that it is every week.
No. No, you teach every other week. Yeah. Because that would be heavy, wouldn't it, if you had to teach every
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, because it says at least 2
Yeah.
hours.
No, so you're going to be, one week you're going to be teaching, but the other week you're going to be like observing the other teachers. Yeah. So it's good. It gives you the chance to observe. Okay, cool. And next.
Number 6, when do you have to hand in your assignments? What are the deadlines?
Yeah.
Um,
Did you get that information? It's on the timetable, yeah? It's in the red letters. So when do you have to give the first draft of primer borrador?
and June 1st.
July the 13th, right?
July?
July the 13th is the first borrador of LRT.
LRT drafted.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so when is the final draft of LRT?
Final one is on July 27th.
That's right. Yeah. So it's written in stages, that one, because it's a bit difficult. And what about the ETM, or evaluation of teaching materials? When do we have to hand that one in?
The teaching. August 3rd?
It says August the 24th, if I'm right. Let's check. Let's get
Says
this
August
up on the
3rd,
board.
teaching materials.
August 24th, deadline. Evaluation of teaching materials.
Teaching materials, okay.
August the 24th. And finally, when do we have to hand in lessons from the classroom? September the 21st, right?
September the 21st.
Now, what's the final question?
The final question is, what information do you find under notes?
Yeah. And what is the information we find under the notes?
The topic?
Well, yeah, the asynchronous topics.
Synchronous topic.
Yeah. So these are the ones that you study online. Right. So these are the ones on the platform.
Okay, perfect.
So that's when they start. So a synchronous topic describing language and skills. Okay, so if you look on the platform, the Neo platform, and then it says, let me just get that up. Too many windows open. There we are. So you can see on our Neo platform, it says, okay, so describing language and skills is that when you do this one. So you have to work through these on your own individually on the platform here. All right. So I'm going to send you the answers to this quiz into the chat, so you're clear about everything, hopefully. There are the answers. Now, just to consolidate what we've looked at so far. So here's the overall view. There are about 19 sessions, about 3 to 5 hours each. And within this time, you will cover the content of TKT modules 1 to 3. Okay, so it's a way of making you learn the content for modules 1 to 3, and you'll have between 3 to 4 teaching practicals, and the evidence of your progress will be kept in your teaching portfolio, which has a weight of 50%, and you also have to submit 3 written assignments. Okay. Now, out of the 4 teaching practicals, you have to pass 3 to pass the course, right? You're allowed to be not to standard on one of them. or you're allowed not to do one of them, all right? But you have to have 3 passes. Now, with the written assignments, you have to submit all of them. You have to attempt all of them, but it's possible to pass 2 out of the 3 and still get your IHC certificate, okay? Any questions so far? All right. So, portfolio. By the end of this course, you will have gathered your reflections on teaching and learning issues we will discuss during the sessions. You'll do peer observations. So you'll do that during the input sessions and the teaching practicals. You'll get feedback from your tutors after your teaching practicals. And you'll be asked to write a reflection after you have been given feedback on your teaching practical. And that all goes into your portfolio, right? So it's what we call portfolio assessment or evaluation. Okay, so an important thing for this is that you want to get your TKT certificates, right? So what do you know about TKT? Well, let's take a quiz and see if you know the basics about TKT. So, have you ever played a Kahoot? Let's play one. For this, you're going to need a smartphone or a tablet. Okay, and you have to go to www.kahoot.it and enter this PIN. Or you can use the QR code. All right, shall we play? So, TKT demands prior teaching experience in order to sit for the modules. Do you need to be already a teacher to take the exam? And the answer is false. It can be helpful, but we're also going to give you on this course some teaching experience that will help you to reinforce your knowledge and therefore be able to be more successful in the exam. So next, Tad is in the lead. Well done, Tad. TKT encompasses aspects related to primary, secondary, and adult students. The answer is true. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of TKT. It's useful for if you're both interested in adults teaching and young learners. We will have a specialist young learner extension after the adults, which is after the adults course, but it's not obligatory for you to continue with that. That's well done, Tad. You can have TKT 1, 2, and 3 on a computerverse version. And the answer is indeed false. No, unfortunately, it's still paper-based, as I understand. Yeah. Next. What is TKT Module 1 about? Yes, it's language and background to language learning and teaching. So it's things like grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, writing, speaking, listening, and then differences between learners, their different learning styles and backgrounds. What's Module 2 about? Oh, very good. Most of us got that right. It's lesson planning and use of resources for language teaching. How to plan lessons, how to identify the different stages of a lesson plan. What is TKT Module 3 about? Yes, it's more about practical teaching and understanding the learning process. Well done, Tad. Into the lead again. 2 more to go. How many multiple choice questions are there in each test? Indeed, it's 80. Yeah. Well done, Rosa. There's a TKT glossary devised by Cambridge to help students get acquainted with the terminology. And the answer is true. So, who won? Let's check. Well done, Tad.
Thanks.
Each module must be finished within a 90-minute time limit. Yes, the answer is false. You only have 80 minutes. So that is like 1 hour, 20 minutes. Yeah. So literally you've got 1 minute for each question. Who's the overall winner? Well done, Rosa. Christina's second. And Todd. The star. Well done. All right. So at the end, it mentioned the TKT glossary. So it's really, really useful if you have this downloaded to your computer. Here it is into the chat. Download it as a PDF. When you're studying for the exam, you can maybe print it off and make yourself maybe some flashcards. So you could have on one side the term and the definition on the other side.
Hey, teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you record the session, does the chat messages also get saved or? Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I'll include the chat messages. Yeah. So download that, and it'll be useful also in the in our sessions, our input sessions, because we will. You might need to check some terminology. There we go. Also, there is a Cambridge website, very useful. How to register, how to book your test. Any questions so far? Okay, so let's just check where we are on our timetable for today. All right, so it's getting to know you activities is next. So let's use the one on, sorry, it's blank now, isn't it? Let's have a look at the one on the worksheet that I sent you. It's called STAR.
I'm sorry, where is it?
It's on the induction and orientation handouts. Okay, and you'll see after our quiz, it says there's some getting to know you activities, right? And so the first one is called STAR, right? And it goes like this. So each person, each student is given a star. And it's a good idea to demonstrate this as the teacher. So you draw a 5-pointed star on your whiteboard, and you include 5 pieces of information about you for your peers to guess. Do not make it too obvious or too difficult. So examples could be favorite food, places you have lived, career, hobbies, friends, and family. Okay, so it's kind of easy to do in the classroom, the physical face-to-face classroom, but it can be a bit tricky when you're doing it online, right? So I've designed an activity for you that's online. So I can show you how we can adapt to this. If you're in a situation where you need to do this type of activity in Zoom. So I use what's called Jamboard. And here's my activity. So this is about me, okay? And so when you're doing it with the students, it can be useful to give them the clues on a sticky like this, like where you're going on a holiday, last film you saw, your favorite food, something that makes you angry in a sport you like. Okay. So I'm going to give each one of you a star, and I'd like you to write a piece of information on the stickies. All right, so let's give this one to Tadeo. Next one is to Rosa. And that's Jamie. Christina. Oh. I need to duplicate this. And oh. Unfortunately, Jamboard is being phased out. So in October, I'll no longer be able to use this. We'll have to find something else. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to find your slides on the Jamboard and write the piece of information on the stickies. All right. So, Lucy, can you tell me where you're going on your next holiday?
I don't know. I don't usually go to holidays, but we were planning I was planning to go on vacation with my friends to Querétaro
All right.
or Yucca.
Sounds good. Querétaro. Okay, so that then you would put that on there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will share this Jamboard with you. Please go find your slides. Your slides have your name on them. There they go into the chat now. Oops. Right. Tadeo, you are slide 2. Rosa, slide 3. Jamie, slide 4. Christina, slide 5. Rebecca, slide 6. Loosely, slide 7.
Can I put anything or just the the answer to the questions on the bottom right?
Yeah, try to use the answers to on the bottom right, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, when you're doing this with students, you can leave it more open. But then if you don't provide a little bit of support, then they spend a long time thinking about these different criterias, right? So it's useful to save time to give them some like guidance. Are you able to write on the slides? Tell me if you're having any difficulties. It may be because of your hardware. If you're doing this on a phone, it's difficult to use these tools. Sometimes people have problems if you have a tablet as well. It's usually easy when you have a laptop. Yeah. Welcome back, Rebecca. Christina, are you having some problems writing on these? Okay, so oh, I see what you mean. You've put them on here. So I'll put them on the stars for you, or the points. The idea is that you put the points on the stars, you see. El fabricante de los lágrimas. Okay. Pozzole. Oh, wonder what that's about. Sport you like. Analyze. Rosa, are you having problems thinking of ideas? Okay. Rebecca, what about you?
Yes, I was trying to do it with my phone because something is happening today with my
Alright.
laptop, but I have
Okay.
to download an app.
All
But
right.
now
Why don't you type your answers into the chat and I will paste them in there for you? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
These are the sort of problems we have to deal with as teachers if you're teaching online, yeah. Okay, I think we're just about ready to begin the activity. I'm just waiting for Rebecca to send me her answers. So how do we do this activity? I've sent the instructions into the chat. So having written our 5-pointed star on the board, in each point we write a piece of info about ourselves. That's what the teacher does. Now we ask everyone to draw their own star and write where they're next going on a holiday, etc. In a live class, you would stand up and mingle, which means moving around. And you try and find out if you have anything in common, algo en común, with the people in your group. Okay, so I'm going to put you into breakout rooms in small groups, and I'd like you to see if you have anything in common with the things that you put on your stars. Right now, if you say if you do have anything in common, then you say like, "Oh, me too." Yeah. Oh, so do I. So it's possible you could teach the students some of this language for expressing things in common. So do I. Me too. And sometimes it's not obvious what question they're answering. So you could ask them, is this where you went on holiday? Or is this where you're going on your next holiday? So Rebecca, you've got San Luis Potosí so far. Do you have any more information you can give us? All right. Rebecca. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. So we'll have Christina, Jamie, and Lucy together. And then we'll have Rebecca, Rosa, and Tadeo together. How about that? And I'll give you about 8 minutes. And you can get to know each other using your stars. Okay, it's a good idea to share your screen. Before we do, let's just do a quick demonstration with mine. Okay, so can you guess LA? What do you think that's going to be?
Where you're going on a holiday?
Yeah, it's next year, hopefully, with my son. Swimming.
Last sport.
Favorite sport.
Yes. So yeah, favorite sport. Chilaquiles, what could that be?
Your favorite food.
Favorite food, yes, of course. And cruelty to animals.
What makes you angry?
Indeed.
Also, me too.
Yeah, so that's where we would say me too, yeah? Yeah. And Oppenheimer's, I think the last one I went to the cinema. I'll put you into groups. Opportunity to get to know your course mates, huh? Now, the most natural way to give feedback on this activity is just to say, well, did you hear anything that surprised you? Or did you find anything in common with your course mates?
I found that some people are coming to where I live for holiday, and that's, I don't know, weird. I didn't think my town was like a holiday spot, but that's cool.
And you live in Querétaro, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And a lot of people actually from Mexico City seem to live in Querétaro these days.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Are you originally from Mexico City?
I mean, who in Querétaro isn't?
Yeah. Okay, great. What do you think it is that attracts people to Querétaro?
Well, actually, I have a specific answer for that. Before, it was that the houses were a little bit cheaper, there were more work opportunities than in the city, and a lot less traffic. Nowadays, I have no idea. It looks just like a tiny Mexico City, and there's a lot of people, a lot of traffic, and it's very different than a few years ago.
Is there anything else that you heard that surprised you, or did you find anything in common with your course mates?
Well,
Anybody?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, great. Well, I think with that we can wind up that first getting to know you activity. Now, as you participate in these activities, it's a good idea to note them down on the handbook. Remember, I shared with you this handbook, the trainee handbook, and actually on it's page 26. It's called Establishing Rapport, right? So how to build good relations with your students. Particularly, it could be the beginning of the course, it could be the beginning of a lesson, or getting started at the beginning of a lesson. So you can write down the name of the activity. So STAR, and you could in here write some notes about how to set up the activity, like demonstrate by drawing a star. On the whiteboard. I mean, if you wish, you could just simply paste, stick in these notes that I've given you into the space there, like that. Let's just do that. And any comments from the tutor? I found this is quite easy to adapt to an online contact, easy to adapt to online context, teaching context. If you have the right tools. Oh. The other one that's mentioned there is find someone who. Has anyone ever played this game? Find someone who. This is a bit more tricky to set up. So I deliberately didn't do it first. I'll post the instructions into the chat here. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to do it before the break, but we could read through the instructions for how to do it. So, Rosa, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind please reading out the instructions for this find someone who activity. Let me just, I posted it into the chat. If you could please read out the instructions for this. In voz alta, Rosa.
I can turn, okay. The easiest way to do this is use a generic sheet, such as find someone who has cooked a meal for more than 12 people. Find someone who has written for publication. Find someone who has traveled around the world, etc. Give out the find someone who sheet and give the trainees time to read over and see if they fit any of the answers.
Yeah, sorry, trainees should be students, but yeah. Okay.
Okay. Instruct students on how to game works. Example, they have to mind and ask questions to find the name of a person.
Mingle. Mingle is the word, yeah? Mingle means mixing
mingle.
together. Yeah.
Okay. Of a person who has done these things.
Sorry, these things.
This,
yeah.
no? Set a rule that they can only ask a person 3 questions before asking someone else. This ensures the groups mingles. Elicit the type of questions that will be useful. Establish it's not open-ended questions, but yes/no questions like have you ever, do you know, can you. Tell the class to get up and mingle. Allow the mingle to go on a while. The activity still has energy, probably 15 minutes or so. For feedback, let students check in new pairs before they sit down after the mingle. Pair them according to their birthday, stand them in a line across the room. So 1st January, no.
Yeah.
Is at 1 and 31 December. Sorry, I need to put up. Will be at the other. An example, 2 trainees with July birthdays will pair up, stealing from each other anyone they didn't find. Then you can nominate each, asking them to share information on one person they found and allowing them to ask that person a question. Example, how are you planning to celebrate your birthday? 20 to 25 minutes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, there are various ways you could do feedback on Find Someone Who. I don't think we're going to have time to do it before we go for a break, but maybe I'll ask Siona to continue after the break with the Find Someone Who. Let me just show you which questionnaire, Find Someone Who questionnaire we will use. Doing it online is a little bit trickier. So each person is going to have their own prompts. Yeah. Christina there, Lucy, Jamie, Rebecca, Rosa, Tadeo. That's everyone, right? Everyone has their own. Did I miss anyone? I think so. So what I'll do is I share the link with you, and with students who are a bit weaker, it's a good idea to give them a little bit of practice in forming the questions, because they're going to have to ask these questions to each other. So I can give you the link to that, and maybe you can practice making the questions. So that's easy enough, right? Can you play the guitar? Did you watch TV last night? So spend a couple of minutes forming the questions. That one is tricky, number 15. So it could be like, do you live a long way? From Mexico City. Follow-up question, how far? So what you're going to do is, when we come back from break, I'll ask Siona to continue with this, and you're going to ask each other in groups these questions and write the names of the person. So if, for example, Tadeo says, yes, he can play the guitar, then you would write Tadeo's name. Right? The idea is to get as many different names as you can on the list. Yeah. See. Maybe you're confident at writing questions, but remember, lower level students are going to have difficulty. Forming questions in English is not easy. Tadeo, can you play the guitar?
Of course not. I can
No.
play the keyboard and
Okay.
the drums.
Okay, so I'll take that. Is it? Can anyone play the guitar? Here? No, no one.
can.
Who?
Yeah, I can.
Lucy. Oh, so let's
Yeah.
put Lucy down, right? So Lucy would be the person there. So let's put that on everyone's list. Great. Okay, let's take our break now. When we come back, we can continue this with Siona. So return at 11:30. Go and have your lunch, bathroom, walk around for a bit. See you later.